Happy Purim! Mishenichnas Adar marbim b'simcha. When the month of Adar enters, we're supposed to increase in our joy. And of course, joy is something that doesn't come easy. Joy requires a lot of effort, especially in today's society when everything feels like it's so overwhelming. We don't know what's happening. We don't know what the future brings. We don't know what's going to happen. And this, in fact, is what we see specifically by the Purim story, the Purim miracle, where we see that even in the basic nature of things, God is prevalent. But the interesting element of Purim, unlike any of the other holidays, Passover, Sukkot, where God came and He revealed Himself and He brought about the 10 plagues and He split the sea. There were crazy miracles where God broke nature. But Purim has a unique purpose in the fact that Purim is, in fact, we don't see that God was written in the Megillah even once. The entire Megillah scroll depicting the story of Esther and how the Jewish people were saved from their Achashverosh and the wicked Haman doesn't talk about God. God was masked into all of these miracles. He was enmeshed in all of these, let's just say, series of events that we see at the end of the story, how in fact God was really there the entire time. And that's another reason why on Purim many people dress up. They wear masks, they wear costumes. Why? Tachposet. Because of the idea that we want to show that, yes, this world that we live in is truly a godly place, but God is wearing a mask. Sometimes God is not always so revealed. But nonetheless, and again, if you even think about the word Esther, Esther means concealed, but Megillah, the book that we read on, is all about Giloi, revelation. So Purim is all about revealing that which is concealed. And God is always with the Jewish people. God was with all of humanity, bringing blessings and success. And it's true that you have a wicked Haman, you have a wicked Achashverosh who might want to destroy the Jewish people. And what do? They create a huge feast, and many of the Jewish people come and they want to be part of it and have that connection and have that diplomatic immunity to protect them against their enemies. But that's not what's going to bring us the success in life. That's not what's going to bring us all of the blessings that we need. In fact, what we see that Queen Esther, the one who essentially has it all, who has the best connections in the entire government, the wife of the king, she goes in to King Achashverosh, to her husband, to intercede on behalf of the Jewish people. But what does she do? Unlike the Jewish people who are so excited to go to the feast, she fasts. She says that my connection to God is what's going to override everything. So yes, it's true, I have my diplomatic immunity, but I'm going to take a few moments, even if it's going to be detracting from my beauty by fasting, because I know at the end of the day that it's not my connections that are going to get us where I need to be. It's the fact that I'm connected to God. And if a whole decree and a plague comes about on a physical, earthy level, we might get very involved with the very practical elements of what needs to be done. But Queen Esther did that, but more than that, she also knows that there's a spiritual counterpart above. And that's why Queen Esther gathered the Jewish people and said, we all need to repent. We all need to get closer to God. And because of this, because of our distance, that's why we're seeing some element of difficulty in our lives. And in a very real way, the Purim miracle is extremely relevant in today's society, where on one hand, we don't see godliness. This is kind of like the time of Purim. It's a time where we don't have any great prophets. We don't have any of these revealed miracles. But nonetheless, like the Jewish people back in the times of Purim, they were able, even in the difficulties of exile, to overcome and persevere and to reveal that which was concealed. And it's actually another interesting point. Purim is not even a Hebrew word. Purim is from the Persian word, which is pur, which is a lottery. And in fact, in Hebrew, it translates as goral. So they use the Persian word for the name of the holiday. And in fact, that Purim, that pur, was when the Haman, the king's advisor, went and he essentially was going to plan what day is the best day to kill the Jewish people, if I'm going to make it a decree. So he made a pur. He made this lottery. But nonetheless, what happens out of all of this, out of all of the incredible weaves of nature and God being hidden within the whole Purim story, we see that what wound up happening is that Queen Esther was granted her rights. she was granted the opportunity to remove the decree against our Jewish people, against our oppressors, and she was given half of the kingdom. And of course, we know King Haman was actually hung on the same gallows that he intended to hang Mordechai. So this is a very, very special holiday, and it's very relevant in today's society when we're struggling with so many things that are going on in the world at large. The media doesn't look like it's covering us too well. It looks like the UN are united in their hate against the Jewish people and the Jewish nation. And who knows what's happening in the world. But we have to know that deep down inside, even though everything looks like a jungle, and everything seems to be so haphazard, but nonetheless, there is indeed God. God is hidden. He's there. He's prevalent. And without further ado, I want to remind each and every one of us to come in 1 week from today. On Thursday night is Purim. And the night of Purim, we're able to come to the synagogue, or here in Chabad of Santa Clara, we have a big event. Hear the Megillah being read, the story, the incredible story of our people that happened thousands of years ago, but is happening today before our very eyes. Also, on Friday morning, we are able to observe all 4 mitzvot of Purim. Friday, in a week from today, we are going to celebrate Purim as well with the giving of mishloach manot. We take 2 types of food items and we gift it to one friend to increase of our joy. We also are trying to do matanat le'evyonim, to give 2 separate poor people some gift of money, to give a donation to a organization that helps provide food for those that need, as well as the idea of having, of course, hearing the Megillah being read, and my favorite personal one, which is the Mishteh, to have an incredible feast. Gather your friends and family. Again, here at Chabad around 4 o'clock, we'll be doing a beautiful Mishteh for the entire community to come, to celebrate and to say L'chaim, to the point where you don't know the difference between Arur Haman and Baruch Mordechai. Cursed is Haman and blessed is Mordechai. You're going to get to such a high spiritual level that even the negative things in our lives are going to really seem like blessings, because we know that at the end of the day, even the difficulties and tribulations are from a higher source. So God should bless us. God should bless all of Am Yisrael. La Yehudim ahisa ora simcha v'sason veikar. We should have ora zu Torah. We should have incredible light. We should have gladness, and we should see the 3rd temple built speedily in our days. And of course, right after Purim, 30 days later, is Passover. Samuch geula legeula. Immediately after one revelation, one emancipation, one miracle, comes the next. And so too we'll see tremendous miracles for all of Am Yisrael, a release of all the hostages, and a return of the Shekhinah, so that God is not just hidden somewhere in the book, on the bookshelves behind us, but we'll walk outside and see Him, not wearing a mask like we wear on Purim. God is going to be revealed. L'chaim, l'chaim.